The Skaven, they've been unstoppable this time.
Skrolk is on a death run, but this time we got another contender for the Skaven. It's the Grey Seer Plague ones on the bed. Not exactly a surprise pick, but a fresh change compared to Skrolk. Anyway, and the rest for the rest of the army is slaves again, and some Skaven clan rats with spears. And also we have the Ishka Triads. Now that's a new one for this match, for the Skaven matchup, and the Council Guard, of course. They're incredibly strong and useful. Red Augers, 2 of them to stop big units and hold the sides. And for the weapons team, we got one Plague Wind Mortar. As we saw before, it's quite effective against the infantry. And not one, but 2 Warp Lightning Cannons, included the Ikit Zap Zap. That's against elves, as I said, it's very welcome. And to assassin, that's given for granted.
Yeah, the assassin's just some of the best heroes in the game, I think, especially for the cost.
Absolutely, they're very cheap, very useful, both as bodyguard and as I said, assassins.
Right, for Prince and his High Elves is 4 Rangers, 2 Flamespire Phoenixes, less RNG. They might heal, they might explode, we'll see. Maybe they won't even get to that point. There's an Illyrian Reaver, there's 2 Illyrian Reaver Archers, and 3 Silver Helms with shields. Finally we have no one else but Alariel, speaking of good lords, here she is. The Star of Avalorn, Arcane Conduit, Shield of Thorns, okay, Earthblood, Fast Protection, Shieldstone of Visha, and the Boon of Visha. So she can give a lot of physical resistance to stuff. The thing is, the damage that will be coming her way will mostly be magical damage from these Warp Lightning Cannons, so that physical resistance will at least not be useful against that.
Yeah, army build-wise, it looks pretty grim for the for the elves. Just the 2 Warp Lightning Cannons will deal a lot of pressure on those flying units.
Yeah, on the other hand though, their hitboxes are pretty small, they're quite nimble, very fast. If he stays on top of his micro, he should be able to dodge most shots.
Yeah, without holding Warp Gate, it can be pretty hard taking out those flying things. But for the infantry fight, the mortar will make a big deal. Oh, nice dodge there with the ranger.
Yeah, dodging that first volley from mortars. Very well done by Prince.
Consider the low rate of fire of the mortars. Every shot dodge is an important one. Then the second one.
And he's trying again, but I think this one, because they're closer, might get some hits. Like even 1 is enough. Ah, that's unfortunate. The 1 hit, and the 1 hit is enough to deal 600 damage. So yeah, dodge some of the damage, but the real damage over time can be seen kicking in right now.
The Warp Lightning seems to be missing. Oh, that was a good hit. To remember that the Ikit Zap Zap silence things, so casters are in a big problem when hit.
Yes, he's shooting at Alariel, who is now right on top of these things. But I think if her movement is correct, if she sort of circles them faster than they're able to turn, she shouldn't take too much damage. And he looks like he wants to assassinate the Grey Seer.
Ganging up on the Grey Seer. Now it's all about the assassin and the triads to save the day.
And of course, he has a lot of healing available. He has a star in his pocket, but he has to be careful.
If it zaps up, it's gonna be a big problem there for Alariel.
Star, of course, very useful for Alariel here, but seems a bit premature on the Phoenixes, and she may be dying despite it. Oh, and if she dies, then it's pretty much over already. Oh, Alariel, she's getting routed. And if she's routing, she can't dodge. And Prince is forgetting a unit of Illyrian Reavers here as well. His main line is getting routed.
Mortars are still bringing the pain, and Alariel is still gonna get shot.
Yep. I think it was a big mistake to land her there. Just let the Phoenixes do their job. Don't risk Alariel too much.
Yeah, just another... okay, it's gone.
Yeah, she's shattered. She will be gone soon.
The left flank is a bit exposed for the Skaven, but without Alariel, I don't think the elves can carry this game.
No, I mean, there's still 2 Flamespire Phoenixes on in the game. With the right RNG, they could heal cap themselves. And it looks like they are going for the Warp Lightning Cannons now.
Away the Skaven Warp Lightning, maybe the Phoenix can carry something, just with the bombing alone.
Oh yeah, true, you haven't seen any bombs yet. Could still be used to clear a lot of infantry. But the Zap cannons are online, there's Rat Ogres near it. Lord isn't looking too threatened. Yeah, looks rough. Still forgetting this unit, Valyrian Reavers. He's doing a good job blocking with his calf, so his Flamespire Phoenixes can pull out. Should be able to pull out. Well, the real question will be, will these Phoenixes get their heals? One is getting to the point where he might need it soon.
Mortars might be in trouble.
Oh yeah, Illyrian Reavers coming in, but some Clan Rat Spears on the intercept course. Reavers now really getting into the cookie jar there.
Too many shots from the cannon. Those really signed the end of the elves.
Yeah, I think he is built at potential. Yeah, Skaven unbeaten today. That must be the 4th game we see them winning. Yeah, Phoenix is right. He knows all about Phoenixes, of course. Flamespire Phoenixes. Doesn't matter if they didn't even get a chance to heal because they just broke.
Yeah,
in the end.
The moment Alariel went down, that was it. It's just too precious. Alariel alone with the star and the eagle. What's that? 2,000 and 2,200 gold.
Yeah, going for the Grey Seer of Plague, probably not the best choice there. Might have wanted to look towards dropping some bombs to get more pressure. As units started breaking through.
Build-wise, it was a desperate situation for the elves. The Rangers couldn't just get through the front line with the mortar shooting at them, and the cavalry was gonna get destroyed by the lightning cannon. So I suppose he tried a alpha strike on the Lord, and well, it didn't pay off.
Yeah, I guess the Council Guard and the Assassins and the Grey Seer were always going to be difficult to kill, but yeah, the Alariel loss just really, gimped any chances he had there.
Hell, Alariel can be considered lucky that she could cast the star, because that cannot be silenced, I think.
It didn't heal much other than herself, though.
Yeah,
and then she still died, so that was pretty useless.
The Phoenix were in good shape at that point. Without spells, a mage is not really much more than just a spearman with great health.
Right, let's see what chat has been saying. Chariot abuse would have been stronger with extra missile resistance from Noble. Yeah, maybe. Was taking 1500 AP damage each time they fired when she planted in front of them. Yeah, I think if she kept circling around cannons, because they can't turn as fast as she's able to circle around them, she could have drawn a lot of fire.
Actually, dropping some fire poop on the cannons could have been a great idea.
Possibly, yeah. Iron General says, this high elf build so sad, no Tyrion and no Lion Chariots. Good to see you, Iron General. Iron General, old school player from Warhammer 1. We played a lot back in those days. Really warms my heart to see names from those days in the chat.
Still kicking.
Yeah, always such a good feeling. Really gives me, some nostalgia, even though it's technically only 4 years ago, but it feels so much longer.
Yeah, I also feel nostalgic in a game where there were basically no elves. Good time.
Yeah, I know, right? Let's go back to Warhammer 1. 1 noble plus 3 line chariots sounds nasty.
Yeah, the chariots game for the high elves is it's pretty top right now. Yeah.
I think a while back Falcon played something like that, or maybe it was just double nobles. But anyway, he brought chariots against Soothsayer in the finals of the HW League. That was a game he just very narrowly lost. Oh, are we getting... Really?
Bretonia versus the Dowie, and not just any Dowie.
Yeah, so Prince picked Bretonia and Dwarves, and Randommnix picked Dwarves, trying to bait a mirror. Prince is just going instead.
TheViKing. TheViKing.
Seems to be swapping through builds here.
Beastman elf.
I need to make Prince aware of a little mix-up in his build. In Bretonia Dwarves, seems pretty hopeless, but I guess he just figures Randommnix is the better dwarf player and doesn't want to go for the mirror.
It's kind of hopeless matchup for Bretonia. I think it's actually worse than the Empire situation, since you don't even have decent firepower.
Yeah, possibly. On the other hand, Prince, I believe, has never lost this matchup, he said.
Huh. That's what I'm saying. It's a solid build this far against the Dowie.
And on the and there's another aspect to this. This is MP Crossroads. Dwarves typically better on maps with lots of terrain. Not too much terrain, not terrain that actually blocks their arcs of fire and stuff, but on a big open map, Bretonia might have a slight advantage. I mean, well, like matchup advantage, but it's better than playing on a map where there's hills and even forests.
Or even worse, terrain that blocks the movement.
Yeah.
Really curious about what the Bretonia is gonna decide to bring. Cavalry, no cavalry, heroes, big ones, infantry, cheap, weak. The problem right now is that matchup, now we outgun and outgrind your infantry.
Yeah.
They outshoot you with artillery unless they bring like 2 pieces against 5. And the cavalry, that's the main point of the faction, is destroyed by Dowie artillery. The great cannons, the Dowie cannons are, I think, the best of the game on their own.
Yeah, probably. Someone asked... Oh yeah, the Vina is asking, what is the max amount of bows in these rolls? 5. Because it's the same... If it's the same unit with a different ammo type, I count it as the same units, because otherwise you get something like 6 Glade Riders, which I've actually seen in tournaments. Which I don't think is a good thing. Yeah, 10 men-at-arms is possible if you take variants.
The shielded and unshielded version. If you don't mind,
if you bring the spears and swords. Yeah, you can go over whichever army you like.
If you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's cover those grudgy folks. Now, that's a battery of firepower. You can see 3 cannons and 1 piece of grudge thrower, the goblin one. Now that's gonna hurt a lot. For the infantry side, we got mostly not mostly, only Longbeards, an entire front line made of only Longbeards. And 2 units of Thunderers, plus a gyrocopter for applying pressure. And as hero, well, I mean, it's the Angron clan, you cannot bring Belegar himself. And that's it, actually. Not even 1 unit of Slayers.
I think I'm seeing, not mistaken, 5 Longbeards here, like the regular ones. Yeah.
And 2 and 3 with great weapons, including the grudge, the grudge guard, what's the whining guard? The whining, I don't know.
The grumbling guard, not the whining guard. The whining guard is on the forums. Oh, where is Randommnix? I need to notify him.
And what about the fair Bretonia?
Yeah, it's max 4 of these regular Longbeards. So he has to put 1 unit in the corner. Having the great weapon variant is fine. So Bretonia...
Oh, there's a limit of 4 on the Longbeards?
Yeah, so there is a limit because when you think about it, right? Something like 5 units of an 800 gold unit. Like Saurus Warriors, like 5 Saurus. That's at least a quarter of your unit cards. And that's if you bring a full stack, and that's 4,000 gold, so it's a third of your gold. So I actually have that rule. Longbeards are a little bit cheaper. They're like 700, but it's still like a lot of gold if you bring 5 of them. So I think it gets a little bit too spammy to do that.
Yeah, so there's also a gold limit outside the hero ones. Oh boy, the game started and we didn't cover Bretonia.
Yeah, but it's dwarves and they actually have to move up, so we have like 50 million years to say what's gonna happen here. There's field trebuchets, 4 of them. Foot squires, also 4. So remember, this goes both ways. Bretonia actually wanted to bring 5 foot squires, but they can also only bring 4 foot squires. Men-at-arms with shields, 1 of them. Peasant bowmen. I think 2 of them have pox arrows and the rest of them... Oh no, 3 pox arrows, 2 normal. Cavalry, just 2 knights errant. And then the thing this army is really banking on... Hero blob, Fey Enchantress, Paladin, Gotrek, but you know what? Cannons can really delete heroes on foot. So...
that's what I was also thinking. The Bretonian situation, artillery-wise, seems very hopeless.
Yeah. But they probably want to use their trebuchets just as a way to buy time to deliver their forces to the front line and hope the Gotrek Wob can grind it out. But Gotrek, I'm not sure how good he is here because he has a lot of damage. It's anti-large, which is a little bit wasted, and it's magic damage. Same thing for the Fae. Fae still has their aura though. Gotrek will be dealing reduced damage to anything he hits.
Still, Gotrek is a heavy hitter. You can drown him with chaff, but with the Fae, you can at least kill them with the aura. The problem is that the front line, the squires, will not fare well against the Longbeards, even the ones without great weapons.
Yeah.
Longbeards are a tough nut to crack.
The foot squires, let's look at them for a second because we have time. They have 25 melee attack, which is pretty low, but at the very least they have some bonus versus infantry.
That's 12 if I remember.
It's 9. Might have been 12 at some point. So
that means that the defense of the Longbeard is still higher than the attack of the squires, even with the bonus.
It's 34 attack against 48 defense.
That's a huge gap.
But 1 gyrocopter is going for this peasant bowman. Field trebuchets are taking a lot of fire.
No, never mind. The archers have just a little amount of courage left.
Knights now also here.
Trebuchet on the run, and 1 trebuchet is destroyed.
Yeah.
another one in this unit, so there's still 14 trebuchet online.
Yeah, so these field trebuchets, they have only 37 leadership, and the Goblobber deals extra leadership damage, like the Shade Raid Gunners earlier.
-8.
Yeah, and also if you're getting shot by artillery, there's a special leadership debuff for that. That's why the leadership on these trebs is dropping so quickly.
Yeah, that's a very nasty combination of low leadership and the buffs.
But at least
They're buying
field
time.
trebuchets will rally and are buying time indeed. This Bretonnian front line will arrive relatively unscathed. Hopefully for them. But I think the one gyrocopter is such a great inclusion here, able to chase stuff, hit exposed targets.
Yeah, those poor archers have no chance against the gyrocopters. Too much armor.
Dactyr is asking, are hippos good against dwarves? Yes, if they can cycle charge them, but they will probably get shot. That's the problem.
Yeah,
And they're not good against slayers. And what were you saying?
No, never mind you. I already answered.
Okay. So, foot squares are arriving. Need to get their charge. Looked like they just walked into the Longbeards. That's not going to help.
For Grimnir, go Dowie, go!
A little bit of favoritism.
Yeah, I'm on Team Dowie on this one.
Yeah, looks like it. The trebuchets are offline, one archer is broken. One knight is once again being somewhat forgotten. The other knight is coming in from the flank though. Archers are firing, but everything is armored and shielded, so good luck archers.
For the moment, the line of Dowie seems to be holding, even though in the middle the Longbeard are starting to suffer heavy losses.
Yeah, the hero blob is really what Bretonnia has to bank on here. They actually dropped Chalice of Potions there, but it didn't hit anything.
Yeah, dodged by the Dowie.
Remember, there's one Longbeard that's not allowed to fight.
Yeah,
The
that
rule
put
break,
into
but
extra the warriors.
maybe that will make all the difference in the end.
True.
Because it's not just one unit, like gold disadvantage, it's also less ground that you can cover. And the archers, they're actually close enough, I think, if they just move a little bit closer. Start taking out some artillery. On this side, they're already trying it.
They took an entire regiment to the face.
Yeah, that was a nice volley on her, and she has to be careful because that cannon is lining up the next shot.
It seems those Dowie were really annoyed at Godric being on the wrong side.
Ooh. I didn't know the Fae could be knocked down. I thought she always kept floating, but she definitely got knocked down there. Not been a good day for those caster lords on foot. The pirate got killed. The dark elf sorceress got killed, and now it looks like the Fae is having a bad time. But you know, Bretonnia managed to push onto one of the cannons.
Yeah, it seems like the Grumbling Guard is chasing a full Serand there.
Cav is coming in.
One side is completely safe, except for the cavalry that's trying to go around it.
I think this really hinges on the Fae surviving.
That and the other cavalry units that's gonna attack those cannons soon, and the Thunderers.
Yeah, if he manages to take down that artillery and get his own field trebuchets back online, then I think he has a shot here. Because the Zero Blob is still pretty strong.
The Fae is wounded and is going to reach the healing cap at some point, but still, it's all about the cavalry and how much damage it can deliver right now.
She's having to use Earthbloods just to heal herself, which never feels very good, but I understand why he's doing it.
The other units of Knights is gonna attack the cannons from behind, but maybe the Longbeard will intercept them, but not both of them, not both of them.
It looks like good movement here from the Knights Errant. Other Knights Errant can now charge into the cannon. They need that cannon offline yesterday.
Without the Thunderers, maybe the Fae can still blob it out.
Yeah, true. And if she can reunite with Gotrek and the Paladin, she's going to be in even better shape. He needs this cannon offline.
Damn, that would have been a great moment to have an extra unit to park behind the cannons.
I know, but you know, he could have taken like a different unit, I guess. If he really wanted to. Yeah, Faye took another shot there because the cannon is just not being taken offline. Knights, do your work. That's swinging the balance of power quite a bit.
This time the Kalish, no.
No.
We have seen 3 uses of the Kalish this time, but
He cancelled it on time though, that's good.
I'm surprised it was picking so often actually. I mean, it's not a great item overall.
No, not really. But if, you know, people are fighting your hero blob and can't really
Disengage without
disengage
suffering
very well.
damage.
Yeah, exactly then. And because you can cancel it, I guess it's sort of good because you can at least force a unit to move.
Hey, that we fight within Lords there. Gotrek versus Belegar.
And Belegar is just destroying Gotrek.
Yeah, good defensive stat versus bonus versus large doesn't mix well.
True, true.
Anyway, it seems that the Dawi are I mean, they have lost most of their ranged units, but the guards and the Longbeard alone can break anything.
Yeah.
Now let's see if Belegar gets out alive.
Finally, the cannon gets taken offline. I feel like Prince was way too passive in going for that cannon. Just way too afraid of the units guarding it. And still letting it live. What is he doing?
Yeah, those guys are heavy armor.
Oh, but, I think he wants to cycle charge it. And probably, if this shot kills the Fado. No, playing with fire a little bit. Oh no, one shot. But yeah, he does manage to take it offline. And now his hero squad is arriving here.
Oh, Belegar is...
He takes a big hit though.
The heal. Now let's see if the... Oh, damn, that was a great Kalish to stop the Dawi from intervening.
Yeah, yeah. So you can just force people to move, which is good. Because now he has time to kill Belegar.
Defense damage on those Longbeard.
Yeah. Bretonia might be doing it, because keep in mind that balance of power for the dwarves is somewhat being kept intact. That is,
Yeah, now the Belegar is...
That is
gone.
Longbeard. The Grumbling Guard is a very strong unit, and the Fae is very low.
Yeah, they have basically infinite vigor thanks to their ability.
Something we didn't really pay attention to was Randommnix actually using units push off Peasant Bowmen in the back and Trebuchets. Even the Gyro is still active. One cannon is about to come back online, and I'm not sure if Prince is seeing that. This cannon could just kill the Fae. This knight needs to get on it. I don't think he's seeing it.
Maybe the cavalry are... goes for the Fae. I would have shot the cavalry there. They are the only fast unit around. I mean, the Fae couldn't really get over all these those Longbeards anyway.
I think they may be targeting the cavalry right now. They will rout them
Hey.
if they hit them. Yeah, I don't think they will finish that charge. Oh, those Bretonians.
The last shot before the end.
Yeah, and now the archers are trying to take the cavalry online, but even these artillery crews from the dwarves are pretty sturdy.
Yeah,
Prince really needs to rally his units in the back here.
Gotrek and the Paladin are surrounded by... Ouch. Longbeards, and the Fae just took a cannonball to the knee right there.
She used to be an enchantress like you. I think she has to stay near the Grumbling Guards. I mean, she's going to take some damage fighting them, but at the very least, his cannons might get obstructed. Oh, and the Peasant Bowman, the heroic Peasant Bowman, managed to shatter the cannon.
Belegar can't get close, and he's gonna get taken out by the archers.
Yep, he's routing again.
Gotrek still, it's really close to its final doom.
Oh, 23 health. Will he heal himself? I don't know. He seems to be out of healing.
For some reason, he just won't die.
He's trying to. 2 health. 1 more hit. He could just heal himself here. Looks like he's trying to pull back and he's dead.
And he died rolling. Not the way to go.
What a way to go, indeed. But Belagar is being finished off. There's just some broken units. Well, low units of Longbeards on the field. And these Trebs could come back online and start shooting these Longbeards. Doesn't
Not
even need to
even
engage them.
Not even the Grumbling Guard could withstand such an assault. Too much even for them. What's left there? Ah, that's it.
Bretonia is winning, yes. I mean, the unit that wasn't able to partake in the battle was definitely a factor. Randommnix was saying I had 4 great weapons, 4 Longbeards, but I was missing 50 gold, so I did a quick switch. Maybe if he could have taken that gold from elsewhere, he would have been fine. But yeah, I think Prince did very well there. So did Randommnix, and it was really just 1 cannonball away from victory for the dwarves.
The Faye was really close to the end. She reached the pop cap and couldn't really do much else. Gotrek sadly died seconds before the end of the battle.
I mean, he kind of betrayed his own people there, so it's a fitting end for a traitor.
Grimnir will be proud, though.
And let's actually look at the performance of the Foot Squires. How did they do? 49, 45, 42, 104. They're not beating the Blood Knights, the Longbeards outright, but I think they did relatively well.
They provided to be a decent. They punched out the Longbeards in a decent way. They held a lot. I mean, the Longbeards. Basically, the game was set about breaking through in the middle with the knights, and then trying to take over the artillery pieces.
Yeah. And I think I was really going crazy about him not taking out that 1 artillery piece. Like, just kept running next to it with the knights, seemingly very afraid to commit there. Was killing the Fae, but in the end he did just enough to keep her alive.
Maybe focusing less on the Fae and first on the knights would have been a wiser choice in the early game. You know, when the knights, an entire group of knights reached the Dawi line, back line being basically at full health. Thunderers are good, but they can't delete a unit of knights with 1 volley. No Slayers and no Iron Drake means that once the cavalry is on you, you can't even kill it quickly.
Okay, just let Anticity know that he's almost up. He will be playing soon against either of these players. And Prince is saying something I referred to earlier. He says undefeated in Bretonia versus dwarves, still at least. He keeps winning it somehow.
And we shall see who will go against ethnicity soon.
So Randommnix will be selecting 3 factions. Let's see what he goes for. Something tells me Coast will be one of them. Also, because all the other series have been played. Well, not all of them, but we can see the path for either of these players now. Like, they have to win the next game. Then they're up against Anticity. Then they're up against Satsuma. Then they're up against Falcon. If they win that, they're against Astolfo in the final.
Yeah, it really looks like an uphill battle.
Yeah, but it would be amazing if one of them just,
Whoa, now that's
their way
the
through
hero
all that
journey
gauntlet.
we all love.
I mean, Satsuma so far did it, right? He survived 2 rounds in the elimination round. We'll probably have, we'll definitely have a good chance.
I will be pleased if he goes back against Astolfo. It's basically one of those storylines when where you get beaten by the bad guy at the start of the game, and then you face him again at the end.
Yeah, I mean, we'll only see tomorrow, but I really wonder about Falcon's motivation. Maybe he was just saving builds for the final. He figured, even if I beat Astolfo now, I might have to face him again. That's why he was playing those janky builds.
Trying to keep some secret weapon.
Of course, at the risk of, maybe losing in the elimination finals.
It's a good theory actually. Falcon is trying to keep an ace up his sleeve for the final round.
Possible. Who knows, really? I mean, there is one aspect to it, though, that maybe... I'm not sure if he's aware of it, but Astolfo will have a slight advantage in the final. So because it's double elimination, I think it's only fair that the guy who goes all the way through the winner's bracket without losing a series has a little bit of an advantage in the final, right? Because he's never lost a series. So he starts with a 1-0 lead in a best of 7.
Best of 7?
Yeah, it's a best of 7. Grand
Jeez.
final.
That's even bigger than the usual best of 5.
Yeah, but that's because I wanted to give a little bit of an advantage. But I also think a 1-0 lead in a best of 5 is too much.
How does it work for the bench in a best of 7?
They basically do a system where they pick 2 factions, and then the other guy picks, and then they confirm one of their 2 factions. Until the last game.
Okay, so you can, in theory, play only 6 factions.
Yeah, once you've used the faction, you can't use it again. You can
Is
put it in your pool until you've used it. You can't use it twice in battle.
which is still a lot. I mean, just knowing how to play 5 faction decently, it's quite an achievement for your average player. But playing 6 or 7 of them takes real dedication.
True, but you only need to win 4 games, right?
Yeah. Maybe it's better to sacrifice a crap faction against his best ones than risking with your good one.
Right, so Randommnix, he picked Ghost, Greenskins, and Bretonia, and Prince is going Empire.
A wise choice. I mean, outside of the greenskin, Empire can deal in a spectacular way, both cost and breadth. And GS, of course, is the best choice against Empire.
So players still need to change the map. It will be Alpine Ridge. In this matchup, Empire versus Greenskins might favor the Greenskins a little bit, because it's really the Empire that wants to do early damage, and also has the tools for it, right? And the Greenskins can just sort of use that hill for cover, then swarm across it, get a downhill charge.
I have 2 words for you. Stone Trolls.
You think we'll see some stone trolls?
I mean, I've seen nothing but Stone Trolls since the previous patch, so yeah, I want to believe.
You may be right.
Jesus Christ, I see every time I fight against the greenskin Stone Trolls.
So Prince already working on his build. Still has to change the map though.
Alpine Ridge is the one with the big steep hill in the middle, right?
Yeah.
Also, no artillery play for the Empire. Big problem.
Oh yeah, he changed it now. Okay, good.
Oh, so there's no there's no fixed amount of infantry you have to build to bring.
No.
Oh, Jesus. Well, thankfully, infantry is meta at the moment, so we will see some.
Alacrity saying Gotrek with Bretonia against dwarfs, only CA's game. I know, right?
I wanted to see Gotrek against the Greenskin.
Ik wil dat niet zo roepen. Yeah, never mind that. So yeah, you play this. I've seen you play this as greenskins quite successfully. Do you think the greenskins have an edge here?
Yeah, they have quite a big one actually, but it's mostly out of the new units they received, which are very, very strong. The stone trolls can withstand anything, and even more when they're supported by the big orc black boss or Grom the Pounce.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, to be fair, I faced mostly average builds, nothing as brutal. I like this one. I really like the matchup, though. I mean, it's always nice to go full Mad Max on some faction with the green skin.
Yeah. I mean, the DLC definitely changed the matchup a lot. I used to have this build. It was like Empire General, Jade Wizard, and an Amber Wizard on a Griffin, and also a Steam Tank. And what I would do was, I would take 3 Greatswords and I would block the greenskin charges with the Steam Tank, with flying single entities, and then charge them with the green Greatswords. And by, stopping that charge, you could actually not outright win the infantry fight, but you could, get it to a point where you would hurt the greenskin units enough to the point where your single entities would just kill them in the end. Especially if
Well,
you got all the healing on them.
unless the guy is bringing Black Orc, so you can easily win the melee fight with such a support. Add the terror of the Steam Tank, and you're just gonna get them running after 10 seconds of fight.
Yeah. And even if it was Black Orcs, great swords, if you stop the Black Orc charge, they would get they would do enough against them, and the Griffins as well with the cycle charging. They would have the silver bullets, but the silver bullets, I realized because I played that build once on ladder after the patch, and I noticed these stone trolls and how I was doing no damage to them, and I thought to myself, okay, it's probably time to stop using the silver bullets.
Okay, yeah, it's a bit excessive there, but magic resistance, the missile resistance. So you are a bit in a, and you are in a difficult spot about how to deal with them.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what the problem with the stone trolls is.
And of course, Empire always had the option to kite, but I feel like with Midder being a thing, it's probably not such a good idea anymore. Because kiting isn't just about shooting, you also want to cycle charge with cavalry, and you can't really do that when they have poison and fungi and...
Yeah, and kiting the green skin in general seems like a difficult trade since Wolf Rider and spiders are so cheap.
Yeah. And they're using those units more now than they used to.
In general, it's a great time to be an orc, that's for sure.
Yeah, Greenskin's probably in the best shape they've been since they got their first DLC in Warhammer 1.
Except Gringor.
Yeah, Grimgore was never really a thing. There was this one player who was actually very good, Diplomat, and he used Grimgore before he received all those buffs, and I feel like it held him back. Like, he was still a very dangerous player with him, but sometimes he was just losing games because he was using Grimgore.
Another poor legendary lord tied to the ground.
Wonder if we will see Volkmar or Franz here. Volkmar could be interesting because he's this guy that, I mean, you don't expect the Greenskins to bring a big heavy hitter against him or AP missiles to kill him. They might not be able to stop him very well either.
It's all about what the Greenskin are bringing. If they bring, let's say, big uns on boards, those will be whittled down by the cavalry. But if he brings multiple trolls, now that should be enough to deal with him. Especially the stone ones, since they have magic resistance.
Yeah. I mean,
on the bright side, Volkmar does also fire damage, does he?
Yeah, it's fire damage and magic damage, so in total you would be dealing 5% less damage to them than normal, so it's almost like, no real meaningful difference.
Yeah, but it's still better than just doing magic damage.
Yeah, for sure. Because you get, you benefit from the weakness against fire. You don't benefit from the magic damage. Not another person asking who is your co-caster today. It's Alphaknight, the guy I trained in the Fresh Recruit League.
Yeah, that's me.
See, the fact people are asking means they like you. They want to know, oh, who's this guy? Does he have his own channel?
It make me blush, Viking. No, I don't have my own channel anyway. I'm
Not
just
yet.
one time only. Well, kind of tomorrow too. So 2 times only
Oh, now
casting.
you spoiled it. Yeah, he will be joining us tomorrow as well, guys. Which is cool. Which is awesome. It's gonna be an awesome day tomorrow. We have, well, first of all, SCS starting at 15 PM CST. Then after that, there's the HW. Well, there's a HW qualifier. I believe there's a faction war going on as well. Now let's focus on this battle. Who will lose, Prussian or random? Who will go through to face into Steve? We're about to find out. So, you can go over the greenskins. I know you want to.
Yeah, sure thing, boss. Now let's see, what do we have here with the Green Tide? As the front line, we got a load of goblins. Just goblins everywhere. Included the 8 peak loons. I think they should be the ones. As the cavalry, a freaking lot of skirmisher, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on, it's moving around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 units of skirmisher, 2 spiders, 3 wolf rider, including the, the wolf rider roar, and 1 unit of squig hopper, the roar one, the dual crit squigs. 2 units of rock lobber for the heal because it provides great firepower from cover, and 1 unit of stone trolls, accompanied by a witch, a hag troll, and Grom the Paunch, which is a very common pick. And for the cavalry, outside the already mentioned squig, we got some orc boys, bow riders, not the big ones, and some spider riders. That's it.
Quite a nice army there. Really trying to make use of that terrain with those rock lobbers, I think.
Yeah, those are one of those 2 rock lobbers is actually the Gork hammers.
Oh yeah, which deals a debuff to units. It's shooting. So Empire with the cheap state troops, 4 spears, 3 swords, one of them Sigmar Sons. We do have Folkmar, who we were talking about earlier. Of course, we saw him on our screen, so we knew he was coming. His Grand Soulfire, Grand Shield of Fate, Hammer of Sigmar, Banishment, Jade Griffin, and Benediction. So almost all the bells and whistles on that guy. There's the Bright Wizard, Fireball, Burning Head, could be very good. And Knights of the Blazing Sun, fire damage potentially against the trolls. Very nice as well. And Outriders, mobile AP damage, can't go wrong with that. So a rush, somewhat rush. Empire build that wants to claim the hill against a defensive greenskin. Gold switch there.
That's an interesting one. Those skirmisher could be a real pain for the knights and the spearmen which are unshielded.
Oh, are these unshielded spearmen? Yeah,
Oh,
now that you
some
mention
of
it.
them.
Yeah. Yeah, some of them are unshielded. But I guess at the very least, if they're shooting your spearmen, it's the least valuable unit you have, right?
Yeah, but it's gonna deal just quite damage. Anyway, the knights are gonna be the main target. But the problem is that the Empire will be forced to rush the hill because of the rock lobbers.
Yep. And with good micro, the Outriders can actually outrange. Well, they do outrange them, so with good micro, you should be able to shoot that missile calf without taking volleys in return, but I think they're getting too close. Ooh, good reaction here, dodging some of that volley, but yeah, that was pretty nasty for these Outriders. Fire Knights are rushing forward. You have a lot of our...
That was a sloppy movement by the forest spiders.
Just catching some of them. Yeah. Good for the Empire so far.
Even the fire mage is going for the kill.
Yeah, he has to be careful though, because if they turn around and surround him, and he's gonna notice he's in not such a great spot as he thought he was.
Yeah, if he gets too close, the hag will fart in his general direction and stop him there.
Nice Monty Python reference there. Yeah, good Outrider usage, using that superior range and direct fire to, you know, not even shoot any unit. He's aiming for the more expensive archers. But now the arrows are coming into the Outriders. What is the artillery doing?
Rock lobbers are. I'm missing them. I think they are shooting on the knights. Yes, one of them on both of them on the knights on the sides.
The knights
Volkmar
are charging in.
Seems like he's wanna go for a charge on the goblins. But Grom is going to bring the heat about who's got the best chariots.
Yeah, the ultimate chariot duel. Let's fight. But Grom is cheating. He's brought some friends with him.
We got a
Volkmar,
burning help on the Lunits. Let's see. Respectable damage, but Volkmar is in trouble there. He's surrounded.
Yeah, he's taking a lot of damage, and of course he can heal up a lot of damage, but he shouldn't get too crazy. Fireball doing nothing to the stone trolls. It's of course a missile
And a magic.
so the extra fire damage not really counting for much there. One Spider Rider has been routed. On the side here, more knights are moving in.
On the side, the Empire is trying to open its way. The knights will be easily destroyed. The rock lobber, it's not protected.
Yeah, this flank is wide open, and it looks like the Empire is pushing through.
And the hag is deploying some stones. Did a decent damage on the infantry, including the Sigmar Sons. Wag!
War comes in. A great time as these Turkic Squigs engage, as these boars engage. Still a lot of archers here.
Charge, and the knight will lose that one. Also charged from behind. Yeah, that's a buff overload there for the game.
Just brutal. But other parts of the battle not going too poorly. They are taking out the artillery.
The rock lobbers are compromised. The Roar one are running away to safety, and they will reach it.
So the greenskins pushing in from that area of strength, and I think Prince is doing the right thing. He's sacrificing a spearman to sort of block them.
Not to mention to make the skirmisher waste arrows everywhere. They are already below the half of their ammo.
Look at this though, this is huge. The Turkic Squigs are chasing the Outriders and are probably going to catch and kill them, and there's nothing here to really save them from them.
He could, and he is also on unfavorable terrain. He can't really shoot them properly, even if he split.
He's trying to shoot with one while running away with the other, which is the correct approach. It seems he's just trying to run away with one to distract him as long as possible, so we can bring this one back.
Oh, a banishment right in the middle of the skirmisher.
Oh god.
It didn't do a lot of damage, but it ended up killing some Wolf Rider, and the Rock Lobber got deleted.
Yeah. Forced them to move as well. Now
yeah.
The troll is
The
almost
trolls are
routed.
some damage there.
Great one is here, is keeping them in the fight though, and there's still 12 of them. Oh, but the trolls are routing.
Not even Grom to keep them in line in all that chaos.
Still just trolls. But the Hag got a big hit on Volkmar, and this leadership battle is probably what's going to decide the game.
The cavalry can't chase off the trolls. I mean, they are heavily wounded, but they can recover thanks to regeneration, and now the boars are charging in.
More than half of them died though. The trolls, I mean.
Yeah, well, the map is small, so maybe they will be gone before they have time to recover. The troll hag is just there smashing things around. Fireball on the troll hag.
It doesn't damage her as much as you would expect. He's getting some good damage on Volkmar, who probably wants to turn around and try to terrify her with a big charge.
Oh, another firehead on the Warhammer. It doesn't really do as much damage as you would have expected, but still.
Yeah, there's only few models.
Yeah, they can't exactly burn 100 of them.
Look at Grom.
Starting to get wounded seriously there.
The troll hag as well. Ooh, I know the balance of power is for the greenskins, but he kills the leadership here.
Empire is getting back on his feet. And skirmishers are almost out of arrow.
Yeah, and once they're out of ammo, what can they really do? Grom is stabilizing though.
Painful.
Good
Now,
blocking
Volkmar
here.
is a big problem for Grom since he's weak to fire.
The Hammer of Gork is back, the trolls are back. Troll Hack will probably rally. And in the back, we still have Durkit's Quakes who killed those Outriders, you see? That was a great play from Randommnix, getting rid of that Outrider.
Oh, the Gork Hammer is gonna get put offline again by the infantry. The Chorlag is getting chased out of the battlefield, a big gain for the Empire if she chases.
Hammer of Gork killed. Most of the ammo being used on Volkmar.
Outriders are getting chased off, while the Durkit Squig are getting back in the fray. Oh, the Hag is no, it's not gone. So close.
Knights of the Blazing Sun wanted to kill her, but she used a Mitter and a Spirit Leech to save herself there. Very quick reactions from Randommnix.
4 of them still in the fight. That's dedication.
I think Randommnix is stalling for time here because he knows his single entities still have more healing remaining.
That fireball might have been the may have been the final nail. No, it didn't.
She got
Still
close
the
to routing, but close but no dice.
The Hag is still gonna get scared easily if he can reach it. Volkmar is going to reach the heal cap soon. Still a lot of HP left.
She still has Spirit Leeches.
Now that's 2 big units in a forest. Fireball. The
Another
spiders have
decent
the
hit.
advantage in there thanks to the Traveler perk.
I think Prince is losing his mage. He's trying to use a Burning Head.
It
Does
goes off
go
for
off.
run away, and it
Burned the Forest Goblin Spider Riders a bit.
didn't too much, and it burned some Sigmar Suns. Ah,
Oh, look what's coming back online. It's the Hammer of Gork once again.
oh, if the Hammer of Gork goes for the Spearman, that's the last decent unit with decent health left. Outside Volk, of course. The Mage is gonna get chased off soon. Ah, that's it. The balance of power is going back in the Greenskin favor.
They have 3 units regenerating.
Another Spirit Leech on Volkmar.
He's been throwing so many Spirit Leeches. Yeah. Randommnix playing a very intelligent game here. Guiding around while using his Hammer of Gork to attack. His units time to regenerate.
Everyone is exhausted now. No one's left in good shape.
It has been a pretty long battle.
Volkmar tried to hit Grom. Disengages.
Of course, way faster. The last shots come in.
Oh.
Trying to go for the hammer again, but Randommnix is closing this around. Volkmar's buffs come in.
Once their spears are out of the equation, it's only Volkmar left.
And as tough as he is, he's at his healing cap, getting hit by pretty beefy units.
Trolls supported by Grom. Yeah, that's an ugly situation for the Grand Theogonist.
For sure. Yeah, I think that Outrider kill actually did it. If you imagine if he had 2 Outriders shooting away,
Yeah, that
he
would
would
have
probably
been.
killed a hag.
Even Grom actually, it was about 20 HP left at some point.
Yeah,
The
chasing
squig
those
there.
Outriders with the squigs when he saw the opportunity, when there was no more calf to protect him. That was really big.
And that's
Volkmar
it.
goes down, and so goes Prince.
One Sigmar son bravely holding.
Come on, Joe, you got this. No, I don't think he's got this. Look at the swarm of Green
The green
skins.
side. That's it.
It's kind of beautiful in its own way, isn't it?
Very poetic. Today, Sigmar devotion wasn't enough.